You're 32, 35, 38, and you're still single. You've watched younger cousins get married. You've deleted the dating apps again. You've cried in your car after another friend's wedding. You've prayed until your voice broke, and you're still here. And the question that haunts you isn't when anymore. It's why. Why is this taking so much longer than I expected? Did God forget me? What if the length of the wait has nothing to do with what's wrong with you and everything to do with what God is protecting you from and preparing you for? You've been carrying a timeline in your head. Married by 28, kids by 32. This is what normal looks like. But that timeline wasn't from God. It was from comparison. And now you're years past it, and the fear is screaming. I'm running out of time. I'm being left behind. I should settle before it's too late. But here's the truth. The length of the wait isn't about what's wrong with you. It's about what God is protecting you from and preparing you for. Think about a skyscraper foundation. A single-story house? The foundation takes weeks. But a skyscraper, something that will stand for generations, hold thousands, withstand storms, the foundation takes years. Deep pilings into bedrock, reinforced steel, layer after layer. And to someone watching, it looks like nothing's happening. Why is this taking so long? But the architects know. What you build above ground is only as strong as what you build below ground. The length of the foundation reveals the height of what's coming. Your extended singleness isn't delay, it's foundation. And the fact that it's taking longer than expected reveals what God is building in you, and what He's bringing to you requires a deeper foundation. Look at Abraham and Sarah. God promised them a son when Abraham was 75. Isaac was born when Abraham was 100. Genesis 21:5. That's a 25-year wait. 25 years. Why? Because the promise required preparation that couldn't be rushed. God was building faith that had to be forged. And when Isaac finally came, he wasn't just a son, he was the beginning of a nation. The extended timeline wasn't delay, it was design. Psalm 27:14 says, "Wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart, and wait for the Lord." Not wait for a reasonable amount of time. Just wait. Be strong in the waiting. Today I'm giving you 4 reasons God is keeping you single longer than you expected. And by the end, you'll stop counting the years as lost and start seeing them as invested. 1. Your discernment needed more time to develop. 3 years ago, you were not ready. Not because you were broken, but because the discernment you have now didn't exist then. The you from then would have said yes to someone the you from now can see clearly is wrong. 3 years ago, red flags looked like quirks. He's just going through a hard time. Inconsistency felt like mystery. Maybe he's busy. Spiritual misalignment seemed negotiable. He goes to church sometimes. Chemistry felt like destiny. We have such a strong connection. Now, red flags are boundaries. Inconsistency is a deal breaker. Spiritual misalignment is non-negotiable. Chemistry is assessed alongside character. God was protecting you from saying yes before your discernment could recognize what you'd be saying yes to. Look at Joseph. He had the dream at 17. He stepped into fulfillment at 30. Genesis 41-46. 13 years. Why? Because the boy who had the vision wasn't ready to carry the responsibility. The wait wasn't wasting time. It was making him. Hebrews 5:14 says, "Discernment comes to the mature, who, by constant use, have trained themselves to distinguish good from evil. Constant use. Trained, that takes years. The extended wait trained you, and that training is protecting your future. 2. The wrong person kept showing up at the wrong time. People have shown up over the years, but they were either the wrong person at any time, the right potential but wrong timing, or someone who looked right, but whose patterns revealed they weren't. If God had let you say yes, you'd be in a much harder place now. Someone seemed interested, but actions were inconsistent. If you'd said yes, you'd have spent years in confusion with someone whose words never matched their actions. God let it end before you were too attached. Someone else was good, but spiritually misaligned. If you'd said yes, you'd have compromised your calling to fit into their vision. God made the misalignment clear before you were committed. Another had chemistry, but weak character. If you'd said yes, you'd be managing their unhealed wounds instead of building your own calling. God revealed the fruit early. God delayed not to punish you, but to protect you from partnerships that looked promising but would have cost you your peace, your calling, and years of your life. Look at Abraham and Sarah again. Between the promise and the fulfillment, they tried to speed up God's timeline. Sarah gave Hagar to Abraham. Genesis 16. It seemed reasonable, but it created chaos for generations. God's delay was protecting them from the wrong solution. And when Isaac finally came, it was the right child at the right time through the right process. Your extended singleness may be God protecting you from saying yes to good enough when He has God's best coming. 3. Your capacity needed to expand beyond what you thought was ready. 5 years ago, you thought you were ready, and maybe you were for a certain level. But what God is preparing you for isn't that level. It's higher, and it requires capacity you didn't have. Think about who you were 5 years ago. Your faith was real, but it hadn't been tested by years of waiting in the dark. Your boundaries existed on paper, but you hadn't practiced them under the pressure of loneliness. Your calling was stirring, but you hadn't built anything substantial yet. Your character was forming, but it hadn't been refined by the fire of stewarding prolonged singleness with grace. Now, your faith has been forged in the furnace of unanswered prayers. Your boundaries have been tested and proven you've learned to say no and mean it. Your calling isn't just a dream anymore, it's established, and you've built things in your singleness that marriage will add to, not replace. Your character has been shaped by years of choosing trust over bitterness, patience over panic, hope over despair. The extended wait wasn't just about Him not being ready. It was about you being prepared for something bigger. 5 years ago, you would have been content with someone nice who goes to church, a relationship where you support his dreams, but yours take a back seat. Companionship that fills the loneliness, but doesn't challenge you to grow. Now, you need someone whose faith is active, not performative. You need a partnership where both callings are honored and protected. You need covenant that sharpens you, not just comforts you. God wasn't just preparing you for marriage. He was preparing you for covenant that will carry weight. Weight of dual callings, ministry, influence, generational impact. Spiritual warfare that comes when God uses a couple, not just individuals. The skyscraper principle. A single-story house needs weeks of foundation. A skyscraper needs years. The extended wait reveals what God is building is skyscraper level, not single story. Isaiah 40-31 promises, "Those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles." The wait isn't just enduring, it's strength building. 4. The timeline you expected was based on comparison, not calling. The timeline you expected married by 25, 28, 30. Where did that come from? From watching friends, from cultural norms, from family expectations. But God's timeline for you was never meant to match someone else's. You compared your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 12, your foundation phase to someone else's building phase, and you concluded, "I'm behind." But you're not behind. You're on a different timeline because you're building something different. God's timeline doesn't follow cultural norms or family expectations or biological clocks or your feelings about what's taking too long. God's timeline follows readiness. Are you prepared for what's coming? It follows alignment. Is the right person ready at the same time you are? It follows purpose. Does the timing serve the calling, not just the comfort? It follows protection. Will saying yes now set you up for success or struggle? Your friend met someone at 23, married at 25. You watched and thought, "Why not me?" But her calling didn't require the same foundation yours does. Her timeline served her purpose. Yours serves yours. They're not in competition. God promised Abraham a son at 75. Isaac came at 100, 25 years. During that wait, Abraham compared, "Everyone else has children. This is taking too long." And in his comparison, he made mistakes. But God's timeline wasn't wrong. It was perfect. When Isaac finally came, he was right on time for what God was building: a nation, not just a family. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "God makes everything beautiful in its time." Not your time, His time. And His time accounts for what you can't see, what He's building in you, what He's coordinating around you, what He's protecting you from, what He's preparing you for. Your timeline doesn't need to match anyone else's. It needs to match God's calling for your life. How to steward the wait. Stop measuring progress by years. Start measuring by growth. Ask, who have I become? How has my discernment sharpened? How has my faith strengthened? What have I built? I'm not behind. I'm in foundation. Resist the pressure to settle. The extended timeline creates pressure. Family questions, biological anxiety, temptation to say yes to good enough. But God's timeline is protecting you. Settling would sabotage what the wait is building. Build what God gave you now. The right person will enter what you're building. They won't require you to pause. So start the business, write the book, build the ministry. Don't put your purpose on hold waiting for a person. And as you wait, sharpen your discernment. Download the free counterfeit test in the description. It helps you recognize the real thing when they show up, so you don't waste time on another test of your patience. The length of your wait isn't about what's wrong with you. It's about what God is protecting you from and preparing you for. The years you've been single weren't lost. They were invested, building discernment, expanding capacity, laying foundation for something that requires more than a normal timeline would provide. You're not behind. You're in foundation phase. And the fact that it's taking longer reveals what God is building is bigger than single story. Stop measuring by years. Start measuring by growth. Stop comparing your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 12 and trust. God's timeline for you is perfect, even when it's longer than you expected. Let this be your declaration. The length of my wait reveals the height of what's coming. I'm not behind. I'm in foundation, and I trust God's timeline over my anxiety. Say it until your heart believes it, because when you choose to wait on Him, you will never regret it. God bless you.